Qala Allah Malak Yahweh Wa Yahushai Bahashem Raha Quadash. Double honors to the elders of GMS Ruel, blessings unto those men, and blessings and salutations to the Akim out there in truth, pushing this word in all sincerity and in honesty. With that being said, Shalom Israel Barakatah. Today's lesson shall be the inevitable war shall emerge. An inevitable third world war shall emerge, but before that destructive war to end all wars takes place, first cometh the CHIP of Revelation 13 and 16. As soon as that CHIP of Revelation 13 and 16 is fully implemented upon society, then that inevitable war comes quickly. That inevitable war of destruction comes quickly. Now here I have an article from almayadeen.net, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And here it says, breaking: IRGC Navy introduces new high explosive undetectable cruise missiles. The IRGC highlights that the new missiles have capabilities including high explosive warheads and stealth features that make them undetectable. It goes on to say Iran's Islamic Revolution Guard Corps, IRGC, announced on Friday that its Navy has put into service high explosive undetectable anti-ship cruise missiles. In today's world, you either have to be powerful to survive or surrender. There's no middle ground, stressed IRGC Commander Major General Hossein Salami, emphasizing the importance of engaging enemies from zero distance to great depths. We have defined engagement from zero distance to great depths, meaning we must have the capability to engage with the enemy at the lines and points of contact. The sea lacks a fixed battle line, Salami stated. He explained that the process of bolstering Iran's defensive capabilities is rooted in a strategic vision inspired by divine revelation and the guidance of the leader of this Islamic Revolution, Sayyid Ali Khamenei, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, which is essential for ensuring Iran's strength and survival in a global system dominated by imperial powers. It further goes on to say, in this context, he maintained that it is up to the nations to choose whether to become strong and live freely and independently, liberating themselves from the dominance of global hegemonic powers, or to choose the path of compromise, submission, and subservience. But it's just as it says here, to become strong. And that is the scripture. Let the weak say, I am strong. Let's go over to that scripture. Here we have Joel 3 and 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hook into spears. Your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Let the weak say, I am strong. The weak and smaller nations are now confident in saying, I am strong, due to the fact that they now possess advanced weaponry and nuclear capability. They possess nuclear capability. These smaller nations are also backed up by other superpower nations. An inevitable war of destruction is coming. And as soon as they implement that CHIP of Revelation 13 and 16 upon society, then that inevitable war of destruction comes quickly. The current tensions between Iran and the so-called Israeli state are now more elevated. Iran's Islamic Revolution Guard Corps, IRGC just announced on Friday, as you just saw, that its Navy has put into service high explosive, undetectable anti-ship cruise missiles. These smaller countries are no longer weak, but strong. As the article said, that's why the scripture of Joel 3:10 has said, let the weak say, I am strong. And here we have Revelation 11:14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. The Lord, Yahweh Wayoshai, has given Esau, Edom, the knowledge of the sword, and has created the modern day smith in order to bring about the many weapons of his indignation. He has created the smith to bring about those nuclear arms. The Second World War has passed, but the Third World War of destruction cometh quickly. In other words, woe means destruction, and these smaller nations are destined to build up their arsenal of weapons in order to fulfill biblical prophecy. That's what the phrase, let the weak say, I'm strong, goes into. The acquiring and possession of nuclear capability. As soon as that CHIP of Revelation 13 and 16 is fully implemented upon society, upon the world, then that inevitable war comes quickly. When it comes to the outcome of that destructive war, modern day Babylon, along with that land that the small hats now inhabit, shall be destroyed. The land that the small hats now inhabit shall also be destroyed. And when it comes to that modern day Babylonian land of the free, it shall never rebuild. But when it comes to the land that the small hats now inhabit, it shall rebuild. But with that being said, Ka'alala Malak Yahweh, Wa Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha, Gwadash, and double honors to the elders of Jemes Ruel. Blessings unto those men, and blessings and salutations to the Akim out there in truth, pushing his word in all sincerity and in honesty. With that being said, Shalom Israel, Barakatah.